Hi guys, good afternoon. I'm Jerzy Gizinski, trying to show you the setup of final product, which is a 6-digit Nixie clock that we've made about 10 of them. I don't think we'll be making more of them, it's too much tinkering around. Let's power up the clock and we'll talk about functions of the built new features. Upon power up, it will check all 40 levels of brightness and it will check all the digits, so that's kind of very brief cathode exercise routine. And it will proceed to display time and date alternating. If the alarm is on, it will be on. If the alarm is off, it will be off. The clock will remember that. Now let's talk some buttons. You have two clusters of buttons. One is on the right hand side, one is on the left hand side. The one on the left hand side has three buttons. The first one is the enter set button, the second one is up button, the last one is down button. All buttons have multiple functions, they will perform different functions depending on the circumstances. On the other side of the clock there are two buttons, one is alarm button and one is the snooze button. They also have multiple functions. Basic setup of the clock is by entering and briefly touching this set enter button. So I misadjusted the time and date on purpose so we can walk you through the real settings. And the real time right now is, let's look at my beautiful iPhone 6 Plus, it's 4:28, Sunday, February 1st. Right, let's enter the basic setup of date and time. We briefly touch the set button and it goes in. Century is 20th century, but year is the highlighted section. Up and down buttons will control the highlighted section. So we can go up until it rolls over from 99 to 15, or we can go down from 15 to 99. Okay, we press set again and it highlight proceeds to month. And then again, today is February, so it's gotta be 2. But it will roll over, so 1, 12, it's December, go back to 2, so that's February. Press enter again and it will go to date. Today is 1st, so it makes sense to go up as it will roll over. You don't have to keep touching it. Okay, it's 1st February 2015. Alright, press enter again and it will go to day of the week, Sunday being 1, so we have to go up until that's 1 is Sunday. Okay, press set again and now it's the hour. The hours are always, whether it's the alarm hours, world hours, or other hours are in military format. So it's if right now it's 4:30 p.m. that's a 1600 hours, so we have to keep going up until it hits 16. The settings change every 400 milliseconds, I think. And now we press again and the highlight goes to minutes. So 30, let's go up until it hits 30. 6, 27, 29, and 30. And if it's 30, about to roll over, you have some atomic clock, you can press then enter last time and it writes down the new settings into the clock. Now it displays 4:30 p.m. because it's in a 12-hour mode. We should probably demonstrate the alarm functions now. Like I mentioned, each of the buttons serves multiple functions. Even the set enter button, if you hold it briefly, it will go to date and time settings. If you hold it for longer than 2.5 seconds, it will enter the deeper menu with your preferences. The same goes for alarm. The alarm button, if we press just briefly, it will turn on this orange LED, that means alarm is on. If you press it briefly again, the alarm is off. And you can tell it's okay, now it's on again, now it's off again. When you press snooze, an alarm is in progress, obviously the snooze will take a hold. And the snooze you can press within an hour as many times as you want. Snooze duration will be anywhere from whatever you program. It'll be shortest one would be 4 minutes, longest would be 30 minutes. But after 1 hour, the alarm will time out and it will extinguish. when you press the snooze button, an alarm is not in progress, it will display what time the alarm is supposed to go off. Okay, so currently it's 5:30 a.m. and if you press down button here, it will display date. Now date can be displayed also from 0 to 4 hours per minute, and if you press this button it will display regardless. The second up button has also three functions. If it's up and down, when you during the setup it will go up or down, but now if you press it, it will display the world time, so there's some offset if you want to see the time in Hong Kong or time in London. And if the Nixies are off and you touch this button, it will revive the display and show you the time even though it's turned off completely. So now let's set up the alarm. If you press this alarm button and hold it for longer than 2 seconds, and it will let you know when the time elapses. Let's do this. Now you're done. Now it enters the time setup, and you use again up and down keys to control the hour. So if we want, and that's in 0500 hours, 5:30, it will wake up. So let's say we want to do 7:15. So we go up, 1, 2, back, 7. We press alarm again, it will jump now to minutes. 30, let's say 7:15, makes sense to go down, 28, 27, until we get down to 15. Okay, 1, up, 7:15, we press alarm again, the alarm is set up. You can always verify by pressing snooze button at what time. So 7:15 a.m. the alarm will go off. And let us go to discuss the general predilection menu, which is your very rarely, once you go into this setup and you go set up your preferences, the clock will remember those. You enter this deeper level menu by pressing set enter and holding it for longer than 2.5 seconds. And the clock will let you know when that time elapses also. So let's go ahead. We press and hold this until it stops blinking. Now when we let go, we are in that deeper level menu. And I have with me a cheat sheet that will tell me, because it's so many different menu items, what does what. So over here it will have a menu number, and in here the function that we want to perform. Right now it says 12 and the menu number is 01. So that 12 means 12 hour mode. Going up or down will toggle between 12 and 24 hours. So if we want to again up or down, regardless, that's 24 hour, and again it's 12 hour. So when you use 12 hour, the PM indicator will go when the PM hours it's more than 12 PM, then it's gonna, otherwise it will be just extinguished, it won't be used. Okay, we press enter again, and that's menu number 2. Menu number 2, you can, that's a zero leading zero blanking. So you can display empty 1 or you can display a 01. I personally prefer 01, but it's up to you guys. Again, up or down will toggle between these two settings. So that's menu number 2. Let's leave it at not blanking leading 0. Menu number 3 is the duration of snooze. So historically it's set up to 9 minutes, although it can be, let's go down, as low as 4 or as high as 30. So let's go back to say 9 minutes. That's menu 3. Menu 4 is the maximum alarm level. When you go up, you have to hold it for a little bit longer, like 200 milliseconds. And again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is like really loud. The sound comes out of this little orifice in here, because this is magnetic drive buzzer. It's not piezoelectric, it's much louder than that. When I go again one level higher, it will down to 1. Level 1 is quite enough for me to wake up, but you can have it very loud if you prefer to. Okay, and whichever one you accept, then you press enter, and that's going to be memorized as your maximum sound level. Okay, menu number 5, you see those very bright 888. That's like indication of cathode exercising, those all digits with all the valves fully open without any multiplexing. Everything is going to be turned on. If you press up down, it will be extinguished in 05, or you press it again, whichever up or down, it will come up. If you have it on, if you have it off, the next two menu items are going to be skipped when you press enter. But if you have it on, then you'd have to set up hour and minute when this routine is going to take place. So let's press on, and let's press enter. And right now it says 16:05, but we can change it to let's go up and do it like 3 o'clock in the morning, or we can, or 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:05 in the morning. Press 7. That's going to be jumping to minutes when you exercise the cathodes. And let's make it down at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, later on we can demonstrate how it works. Menu number 8, it's either 1 or 0. If it's 1, this is pertaining to turning off the Nixies. So the Nixies, manufacturer says this Nixies will last 10,000 hours guaranteed at nominal current. We don't run them at nominal current and we multiplex them, so it should be 6-7 fold increase in the longevity regardless. But you can save your Nixies when you're away for work or when you are sleeping and nobody watches them. You can turn them off. So if you leave this menu 8.1, you will exercise this option. And when you turn it to 0, they will be on all the time, all night long, all day long. Okay, so let's make it 1. And we'll turn it on. It will say the Nixie will be turned off at what hour? So that's at 1 o'clock a.m. That's menu 09. And that's just leave it, or you can have it at 2 o'clock or 0 o'clock or whatever you want. When you press menu to number 10, that's at what minute you will turn off Nixies. That'd be at 00, but you can have it okay. 1:55 or back to 0. You don't have to press every time. You can hold in every 400 milliseconds. It will increment the number. Okay, if we press again, it's menu 11. That's a stop Nixie off, so it will turn them on again. This off Nixie, it will elapse, and you want to turn it back on at 3 o'clock a.m. So that's, I think it's too early. We can make it at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whenever, just before we wake up. And menu 12, that would be at what minute? Let's say we want to set up at 6:15. So 6:15 it will come on. So wherever the highlight is, that section you adjust, okay? We press another menu, that's menu 13. This 0, 1, 0, that's like time shifting from 0 to back and forth. If you press it 0, 0, 0, not going to be daylight savings. So this is DSL, daylight savings, yes. So 0, 1, 0, it will be first Sunday of November, you're going to go back, and second Sunday of March, you're going to go forward. All right. And menu 14, that's date. We're going to date. This is number of times per minute the date will be displayed. So if we want to display, let's say, from 0, no display at all, but we can display always by touching this button, or we can display 1 time or no display, or we can display up to 4 times. Okay, let's say we want to display 3 times per minute. Okay, next menu, item 15, it will be at which second of the minute we will start displaying. And many people like myself want to see the top of the bottom of the hour of the minute, so we want to put 04, let's say, or let's say 04. If they go 3 times a day, you can have adjusted 0 to 20 seconds, or if it's twice a minute, then it's 0 to 30 seconds, if 4 times 0 to 15 seconds, etc. So this is menu 15. Menu 16 now, it's a duration. How many seconds you want to display the date? Because 1 second, it was not enough for some people, and I agree that's nice. Maybe we can say 3 seconds and 3 times a minute. Okay, so that's menu 16. That's menu 17, is that offset for the alternate time, the world time. That's how I make it 6 hours difference. And then menu 17, 18, it's a date format. It doesn't say which menu, but this is century, this is date, and this is month. And you can toggle 3 different formats. You can have Canadian format, or you can have European format. If you touch it, it's going to be date and month and the year. And if you touch it again, it will be century now, year, and then month, and then the date. And you back to US, month and date and year. And that's about all. All these personal predilections, these settings will be stored in the EEPROM. The same as alarm. If the alarm is on, we can, by the way, we can see if it's displaying the date now for 3 seconds, starting at 04. The next one will be at 24, so it's 14 right now. 16, 17, we can always display it like this, but let's say 22, 23. Okay, now it's displaying for 3 seconds. When you're displaying date, only bottom column neon is going to be on. And the next one will be at 44, because we said at 4th second for 3 times a minute, so it's equally divided. 38, let's see, that comes up as a 43, 44. Again, displays the date. You guys can change it. Right now it shows you that the alarm is turned on. We can, like I said, we can turn it on or we can turn it off. This alarm is not backed up with the battery. Only clock is backed up with the battery. So if there is power outage, you won't hear the alarm going. But if we shut down the clock, it will remember that the alarm was on. When power returns, it will go through this exercising routine and start checking display, all the brightness, all the digits, etc. And then it will go back to alarm on, because that's how we left it. All right? And I basically start displaying time and alarm is on. If you want to alarm off, that's the alarm off. You can still display what our alarm is set up to. That is remembered. And you can see the date at any time. You can see world time again. And you can touch it briefly to go to a setup time, or you can touch it for a longer time to display menu. I hope you guys like it, and clocks are ready to be shipped.